Hey guys, Fist2 here, and today we are reacting to Gemini's The Film Theory, which is a Little Nightmares theory. And I know I've been reacting to Gemini a lot, and his theories, but I think it's going to be this one and another one, because I know he has a shout-out kind of video coming out, and I'm pretty certain I'm in it. So I really want to check that one out, but I want to check this one out as well, because I thought it was a really cool concept. And as well, if you have a look at the thumbnail, I'm actually on it, so which is really cool. So, as I do with every video, I'll just read the description. The Little Nightmares universe is vast, allowing us to find entertainment by way of most media outlets, including podcasts, comics, and most notably, video games. But some of you veteran visitors of the Nowhere may recall there were whispers of a possible Little Nightmares movie/TV series. In this video, we will explore not only the possibility of a Little Nightmares movie, but also consider what style of movie we can expect to see should they decide to bring our little heroes to the big screen. So grab the popcorn, little ones, this will be interesting. So I know there is also a bit of animation in this, which I'm really excited for. But Gemini's channel would be down in the link in the description, and I just want to say please go give him support and stuff, because his mum is not very well at the moment, and I think the best thing that we can do as viewers and fans of Gemini is to go over to his channel, support him, and give him as much love as we can. And yeah, maybe also leave some nice comments down by there in the comments. But yeah, so let's just get straight into the video.
Little Nightmares is one of the most immersive, atmospheric experiences that we've ever had the morbid pleasure of going through. Be that in the form of comic books, an audio fiction series.
That's true. I won
the video games that we
I actually saw a comment on my post about how in Gamescom it might not be the gameplay trailer for Little Nightmares 3 and as well as a release date, but actually it might be the announcement of the second season to the podcast. And I enjoyed the podcast, but I just rather Little Nightmares 3. Like, I'm pretty sure we can all agree on that. It would be cool to get another season of the podcast, but I just don't think they should just announce that at Gamescom. I think that's a bit, bit small. But it would be nice to have that as well as a release date for Little Nightmares 3.
Even we, the audience, have gone so far as to create artworks, fan fictions, stories, theories, and animations of our own, depicting scenarios we would like to bring to life. All of which revolve around the mysterious, melancholy expanse that is the Nowhere. To be honest, the only thing this IP is lacking is a cinematic experience. A movie.
That's true.
But what would a Little Nightmares movie actually look like? Would it be feature length? Or a series?
The BFG.
Would it be animated? Or live action? As you might imagine, I think about this topic quite a lot, and today I'd like to share my thoughts with you, little ones. So dim the lights, look at the camera, and get ready for action. This is the film.
Jeez, I don't know how he writes these scripts. Like, I could never. The film Oh!
But first, the obligatory spoiler warning. This
Whoa.
video, of course, contains
It's a map pack
spoilers
video.
for everything across the Little Nightmares universe. That includes all of the games.
That's a
all
great,
of the comics,
that could be a
and
great
all of the
PNG
lore we know
of
I'd
Gemini.
also like to give a super
Like
massive
that.
shout out to legendary Little Nightmares content creator It's Just George,
Yep,
without whom I
yep.
would not be making this series. His link can be found in the channel
Definitely
description
one
below.
of, if
Don't
not the
forget to
best
check
Little
out
Nightmares
Twitter.
theorist.
Now with that being
He's incredible.
said, let's open with what the developers have already disclosed about a potential Little Nightmares movie.
Oh, I haven't seen any footage
As
of it.
usual, details surrounding a potential movie adaptation for Little Nightmares are patchy, with any information being indirect and ambiguous. What we do know is that discussions were had in 2017 between
true.
the developers and movie director Henry Selick,
Yeah,
who was
with
responsible
Coraline.
for curiously comparable works such as Coraline and A Nightmare Before Christmas. During a subsequent and unrelated interview in 2022, when the interviewer brought up the topic, Mr. Selick stated that he did work on the project and believed it to have a lot of promise. However, as is to be expected, he either didn't have further information about his involvement with the Little Nightmares series, or, understandably, he simply chose not to share what he knows in honour of an existing NDA. Regardless, that's all we know about a potential Little Nightmares movie or TV show actually coming into fruition. But what does that mean for the concept in general? Well, Henry Selick's involvement in the project could hint at what style of movie we can expect to see.
That's true.
With his most notable works all sharing his signature stop-motion animation. This
I would
could be
love
an
to. I think that would be
excellent
the
design
best.
choice.
Yeah,
With
that would be the
eerie,
best design
uncanny
choice.
aesthetic of stop-motion animation,
Definitely.
easily capturing the janky, sporadic movements of the residents of the nowhere, which I think
Yeah, I'd love
represents the
that.
style we see
That'd be
in a
really
video
cool.
game rather well. Really accentuating just how pseudo-human these characters really are. Like a skinwalker, doing its best impression of a human, but not quite having the finer details down. But as good and obvious as this design choice could be, it's far from the only option. You see, there are a lot of other ways that a Little Nightmares movie or TV show could be brought to life, as has been demonstrated by many creators on this platform, all of whom are far more talented than I. Let me explain. One of my personal favourite ways for any video game adaptation to be represented is in the form of an anime or Japanese animation, like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Pokemon, and Digimon. One of the most famous animated movies that I think best represents this comparison, as far as Little Nightmares goes, is of course Studio Ghibli's 2001 masterpiece, Spirited Away. Regular viewers of this channel will have seen me draw these parallels before, and with good reason. The game developers have stated in the past that they were in fact inspired in part by this movie. This is not only made abundantly clear by some of the themes and environments in this movie, but also by the character designs found therein. Looking at some of these concepts, I find it very easy to imagine a Little Nightmares series animated in this style. They do an incredible job of capturing the emotion and vulnerability of the characters, which I believe is invaluable in a show that, like the games,
I don't know if I'd like
very
it in
well
this style
have no
though.
dialogue.
I don't know if I'd like it in this style. I think a Coraline type of style would be much better for it, because I've never watched any Japanese manga or whatever. I've never watched anything like that before, so it's not really fair for me to give a comment, but it just maybe kind of takes the fear away a little. It's kind of make it a bit more, what's the word, a bit cutesy. I don't know, but I think a Coraline, as Gemini said, a Coraline style would be incredible for it, I think, anyway.
How awesome would it be to see Six and Mono mastering their powers in epic anime showdowns with the Lady and the Thin Man? Moving on to our next potential adaptation, and arguably the least popular choice. Live action. Now it's easy to imagine why fans think something would be lost with a live action remake. The thing that makes the Nowhere, and by extension the entire Little Nightmares universe, so unsettling is how it almost simulates humanity. The distorted and warped environments, the disproportionate dimensions of the characters, and the mysterious, ethereal narrative would all be extremely difficult to replicate in live action without compromising some of what makes this franchise so immersive. Now, with today's technology and a reasonably big budget, it wouldn't be too difficult to replicate the aesthetic we're used to. But a heavy reliance on CGI could take a lot away from the pseudo-realism that gives the Nowhere and its inhabitants their eerie vibe. Also, the characters we've come to recognise have very unique designs. bold
That's true.
colours and simple
Yeah.
shapes
That's-
to give off the impression that they don't belong where they are. By having live actors play our little heroes, they run the risk of diluting their highly recognisable characteristics. I suppose a way around this would be exceptional costume design. But even then, it just seems overcomplicated and too far removed from the source material. Something a live adaptation could replicate really well is the sound design and atmosphere. Little Nightmares has no dialogue, as you're all very well
That's
aware.
true.
So they rely heavily on more of an occlusion style of sound design.
See, that's why I don't. I would love to see a movie, but I also wouldn't want to see a movie at the same time. Because as Gemini's just said, there's no dialogue in the game. And if they added dialogue to a movie, it'd just kind of ruin it. It'll ruin the whole atmosphere and the whole scariness of the movie, I think. Because it's just not Little Nightmares. It's not Little Nightmares at all. So that's probably my main reason why I wouldn't want a movie. Obviously, I'd still go watch it. But yeah, I just don't think it'd be a good idea considering the lack of dialogue. But also adding dialogue isn't a good thing either. So there's kind of no in between. I don't think.
Track utilising environmental sounds in a subtle way, incorporating sounds from your surroundings into the backing track so that you're constantly on edge, unsure whether what you're hearing is simply an artistic choice or a genuine threat. A great example was given to me by Little Nightmares' senior audio designer and composer Tobias Lilja, where he recognised that in the wilderness section of the game there is a swamp or bayou, around which you would likely find mosquitoes and various other swarming insects. Their buzzing wings would cause a constant droning hum, which Tobias noticed could be used as a bass element in the track Boots Through the Undergrowth. This is just one example of a great many that I'm sure you'll recognise if you listen to the OST, which I highly recommend all of you do.
Yeah, I've actually got that over there. I've got the OST behind me. Shall I go get it? Okay. I actually picked it up from the store, the Bandai Namco store, not too long ago. It's really cool. You probably won't be able to see it because the webcam's so small. But it's really cool. I'd recommend picking it up. I like it. I listen to it a lot. It's really cool.
Digress. Utilising creative sound design and music is essential for bringing the world of Little Nightmares to life, and may even further accentuate that live action characters certainly do not belong in nowhere. Oddly enough, when I try to imagine a live action adaptation of Little Nightmares, I seem to default to movies that were based in an aesthetically similar time and place. For instance, Charles Dickens's Oliver Twist, which has seen many, many remakes over the years. I think it's the fact that, like Little Nightmares, we see things in these movies that, although recognisable to us, they still seem rather alien conceptually. Such as small children stealing food and running barefoot in the city streets, or adults quite openly committing acts of violence towards children and having it be a socially acceptable action. I'm not sure. I think there is merit in real-life actors taking on these roles, because I had my doubts about the Sounds of Nightmares, because it of course required the actors to speak, which I didn't think fit with the canon. I was swiftly correct.
That's actually true. I haven't actually thought about that.
Found it to be a
with the
work
podcast,
of
so maybe a movie would be a good idea.
Obviously, the comics had dialogue, and they have since been struck off as non-canon. And it's quite unusual for something that works well in a comic to translate into live action. But hey, it worked for Marvel. So who knows? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And finally, the last style that I would like to address is, in my opinion, the one they're least likely to use moving forwards. But it can still be fun to explore. Picture this. Little Nightmares presented by Disney and Pixar. Now, While the animation would no doubt
Oh my
be
god.
unbelievably
What is
smooth,
this?
and they could very well capture the aesthetic through employing the talents of existing sound designers and music composers, it would have to be heavily modified in order to stick to Pixar's undoubtedly strict guidelines.
Yeah.
Somehow I doubt a universal audience would be accepting of watching a 9-year-old girl straight up cannibalize a woman.
It's true.
But hey, that's just a theory. A film theory.
Oh.
And cut. As a closing point, and something that I've wanted to bring up so many times that I feel like it deserves its own video, I've made mention of the many talented Little Nightmares content creators on YouTube, and I personally enjoy watching their original animations. I intend to create a video in the near future recognising some of these creators, some of which literally create short Little Nightmares movies, using purely the animation and the models from the video games. If they made a feature-length movie or TV show in this style, I would be 100% down for that. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Say your opinions in
That'd
the
be
comment
cool.
section.
That'd be super
Let me know
cool.
what you thought of this video by using the little thumb buttons down there. Preferably the upward-facing one. Also, I'm aware that some people are going to be mad at me for the film theory references in this video, and I want to make it very clear that this is not an attempt to piggyback off their success and talents, merely a respectful homage to a group of creators that I wish would cover this topic. But that's it for now. I am still working on chapter 3 of my speculative DLC series, but these bigger projects do take time. So have patience, little ones. And until then, that's game over. Bye.
That was really cool. Yeah, thinking back to the podcast, I would actually really like to see a movie. Actually, I'm half and half. I still stand by what I said with the dialogue, because podcast is just, it has to be dialogue, because you're picturing something. But also as well with the ambience and stuff like that, with the flies like Tobias Lilja says. I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, sorry if I mispronounced that, but yeah, like he said, with the stuff like that, the ambience, making music and stuff, I think that would be really cool. But yeah, guys, as I said, I will be leaving Gemini's channel in the link in the description, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. So yeah, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.